All right, what's up, everyone? Uh, so it's a cold morning here in Georgia. We're about I believe it's like 40 degrees, but by this afternoon, man, it'll warm up to 70. So it's just gonna be one of those days. Start out cold, man, and work our way up. But so this video today, man, is how to quit your 9 to 5. This is something that I wondered when I first started out. How to make that jump. And they say it's the scariest jump that you can make to leave your 9 to 5. And honestly, that's 100% truth, because you're going from, a paycheck that you're going to get a certain paycheck each week or bi-weekly. Um, and you're going into kind of like the unknown. You're like, when do I get paid? How often am I going to get paid? And how much money am I going to make each day, each week, each month? So it is very scary when you first start out, but I'm going to go over kind of some things that will help, maybe make it less stressful going into it. Uh, some of these, I will say, most of these, I went by all these steps except one because my particular case was a little bit different. But I guess I'll probably make another video for that another day. But and it's step number one. It's the first step would be to save a nest egg. That would be to save about 5 to 6 months worth of money to keep your household running. So it's probably the biggest step that you need to make, and that was something that I didn't necessarily have. I had more of like, I don't know, maybe a couple of months. But like I said, I'll go into all that detail on maybe another video. So what I mean about a nest egg is save enough money to pay your mortgage or your rent and all of your bills for those 5 to 6 months. This means your electric bill, your car note, car insurance, cost for groceries, whatever you need, to save to keep your household running. And in that 5 to 6 months, for that 5 to 6 months, it will help alleviate a lot of that stress. To give you some time to kind of get your feet under you, to get you going. Once you start your business. So it's pretty important, man. Have that nest egg, if at all possible, 5 to 6 months. Longer if you can, if at all possible. But I know that's in today's world where everything's so expensive, that's not always the case where you can just save like $70,000 or whatever it is. That's like a year's worth of income. That's not always easy for everybody. It definitely was not easy for me at all, or for me and my family at all. So do what you can there. Start saving now if you're wanting to make that jump from your to quit your 9 to 5 to start your lawn care business. If you haven't started saving already, start now. All right. So the next step would be, once you do start your business, start small. So what I mean by that, don't go out right away and buy a commercial mower if you don't have one already. Most of us won't have a commercial mower. We don't have a need for a commercial mower. So start with a push mower if you have to. Lots of people do. And just gradually build your way up to get enough money to I don't know, maybe buy a zero turn, just residential zero turn. I started out with a residential Ariens mower, like I said in previous videos, from Lowe's, and I bought it to cut my own lawn. Since I have over 2 acres, I needed a zero turn mower. I was not going to push mow 2 acres, so I was like, well, let me get a residential zero turn mower. And when I bought it, I had in mind to use that mower when I started my business, whenever that would be. It definitely happened sooner than what I thought it was going to be. But that was the reason for me buying my residential zero turn. If I didn't do that, and I lived in like a smaller, a yard or a house with a smaller yard like this one that I'm doing now. Easily, I would have bought just a push mower, and I would have started with a push mower and worked my way up. Don't feel like you need to have all the equipment, all the commercial equipment starting out, because you won't. None of us did. If they did, it's because mommy and daddy bought it for them, or they won the lottery. I don't know. It's just because this equipment is so expensive. It's just not doable in the beginning. So start small. Start with that residential equipment because it is less costly, and once you start getting more customers and making more money, you can start buying the commercial equipment. So you need to stretch out every penny in the beginning. And then you start. The next step would be to start building up your customer base. If you're not sure how to get customers, check out my other video called "How to Get Lawn Customers. What's the Secret?" I go in depth with the steps I took to get customers as quickly as I could. All of the information is in the first 15 minutes of that video. It's an hour-long video, but all the information is in that first 15 minutes. The rest of the video, the rest of the 45 minutes or whatever, it's just me working on my 2-acre property. Just me working with no talking or anything. So it's not like an hour's worth of information. It's jam-packed, 15 minutes. It's broken down into chapters so you can easily follow it. In the beginning, this will be the most challenging part, is to get a customer base. Honestly, it takes a different mindset. You have to wake up each day with a chip on your shoulder and go out there and hustle. There's no other way about it. You got to go out there and go get it. When you got a 9-to-5 job, you go in, clock in, do your job. They give you a paycheck, at the end of the week or every 2 weeks. And so, you can sleep good at night. With this, it's a little bit different. You don't know if that money's coming in or when it's going to come in. You got to go out there with a different mindset and hustle and grind. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. And that was the scary part, is that changing your mindset from that cush 9-to-5, getting your paycheck, getting your benefits, getting your insurance, all that. So it's different. But once you start building up your customers and start making money, it's a good different. It's definitely a lot better. Trust me. I mean, I was in the corporate world for 15 years with a cush job in the AC. And once I got into this field, into this industry, I honestly wish I would have started sooner. It's a different mentality, and it's I love it. Definitely it's the challenging part. Most challenging part for starting out is getting those customers. But it can be done, and you will do it. It's just a different mentality. So next step would be go ahead and get some insurance. And any licenses if you plan on spraying chemicals. You have to wake up each day. I'm sorry, I already covered that, but this is pretty self-explanatory. I got distracted by the dead bird right here. Felt bad for him. But accidents happen, and they will happen. You can pay for an affordable insurance plan, or you can pay for that big ass window that you just busted out with a rock from your weed eater. It can happen. It will happen. Knock on wood, I have not busted out a window yet, but I've got insurance if I do. Not a big deal. The insurance will be your best option. If an accident happens, notify the customer, tell them you're on it, and we'll file a claim with your insurance, and you'll have the issue resolved ASAP. And most customers will be very understanding, and if they're kind of difficult to deal with, just explain to them like, hey, accidents happen, and this is why I do carry insurance. So get insurance. I've talked to people that didn't have insurance and they have had accidents and had to come out of pocket for really expensive stuff. They all say the same thing, like, man, like, damn, I wish I would have got the insurance, or, how much is your insurance? And I'll tell them, and because a lot of times I'm accident prone, so that's why I went ahead and got it in the beginning, because I just knew that I was going to mess something up. Luckily I haven't had any big issues just yet, knock on wood, and I don't want to jinx myself. So definitely get insurance. All right, so next step, create marketing material and start marketing your services on social media and Google. So what do I mean by marketing material? Like, what is that? Do I need to rent a billboard? No, you do not need to rent a billboard on the side of the interstate. So get business cards made, get a door or mailbox hangers made, and social media ad graphics created. I go over how to create a super basic logo in a video called Lawn Care Logo Creation. It's simple, it's easy, it's free. There's really no need to spend money to have a logo created in the beginning if you don't have to. You can just allocate your funds at first into equipment. That's going to be the number one thing that's going to start making you money, is that equipment. So invest in the equipment first. And when I say equipment, I'm not talking about the commercial equipment. I'm talking about the residential stuff. Not unless somebody gives you commercial weed eaters and blowers or whatever, or maybe you already have a commercial weed eater and blower. But if you have extra money, go ahead and have a professional create your business card or your logo and all that stuff. But it will get pricey. I do go over it in my video. You can have all of those things created on various websites, including vistaprint.com. Here, there's an old hay bale or a pine straw bell string underneath the porch from a previous, lawn care company. So of course I found it with my weed eater. Could have got my knife to get that, but didn't want to pull it out. I was feeling like just grabbed it with my hands. So anyways, next step, create a business plan. This would be to outline your services, how you will be competitive, your operations, marketing, and mission statement. Your number one priority for a business plan, in my mind, should always be a focus on customer service. This is, at the end of the day, it's just cutting grass. Just do a good job of cutting the grass. Sometimes you'll miss little spots here and there, but it's not the end of the world. Most customers will overlook tiny little things. If you miss a blade of grass or something, as long as you got great customer service and you're easygoing to deal with, you're friendly, you're approachable, just be that person that you want to talk to when you have somebody at your home or that you have to deal with on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. You want to deal with a pleasant person. You don't want to deal with somebody that's always cranky and just difficult to deal with. So just be a likable person. It's sometimes difficult on certain days especially when it's 90 degrees out there. You're a solo guy, you're hot as crap, you're on yard number 7 for the day, you're ready to go home, and then the customer comes out and wants to talk on yard number 7, and you're like, oh man, you're tired as hell, you're thirsty, your feet hurt, you just want to hurry up, get done, and get home. But set aside that 5-10 minutes for that customer, and most of the times that they're talking about something work related, then it just goes into casual conversation, and that's how you build relationships with your customers, and that positive customer interaction positive. So try not to be when you're talking to them, like complaining about your day or about how hot you are. And so some days it's hard because I wake up some days and I'm just not feeling it, but I go to work anyways. But when I go to have a conversation with somebody, sometimes I have to hold myself back from, you know, just going into like how tired I really am, how hot I really am, or my car is acting funny, my AC's broke. I'm not, so nobody wants to hear complaining. Be pleasant, be likable, um, and it goes a long way with the positive customer interaction and that customer service experience. When you go out and you deal with a worker that's not pleasant, and it doesn't ruin your day, but it ruins your experience wherever you are. If you're at a fast food place, I don't know, and you deal with somebody that's not pleasant, it ruins your experience there. It might ruin your next 15 to 30 minutes while you get back in the car and you get into traffic. And so keep things like that in mind. So yeah, create that business plan, and if anything, just have a focus on customer service. So the next and last thing I'm going to talk about is to evaluate your location and competition. All right, so you have to understand the market demand and identify your potential competitors. In my area, they are building lots of neighborhoods and lots of homes, and so there's a lot of competition. I mean, a lot. When in the middle of here in spring, here in the next few weeks, you will see lawn care people everywhere. Every which way you turn, there they are. So everybody and their mom seems like they got a lawn care company. But come summertime, when that heat cranks up, man, you don't see them as much. So go figure. But anyways, don't let the fact that you see a lot of competition out there deter you, because there is a lot of grass out there for everybody to cut. What you should do is compete with yourself, but be aware that there is competition out there that will take your customers if you start doing poor quality work, or they have a bad your customer has a bad experience with you. They have a bad customer, or if you have bad customer service, so they will take your customers if you're not careful. Do good work, focus on customer service, and things will take care of themselves. So keep your customers happy, and they will mostly stay loyal to you. Some customers won't stay loyal to you. You could cut their grass and roll their trash bins back up to their house. You could go wash their car and give them a foot rub at the end of the day, and they still won't be loyal to you. They'll go find somebody else to go do something in their yard, or whatever the case may be. They might find another lawn care person, just because for whatever reason. They won't, that's just how it goes. But overall, 9 times out of 10, if you focus on doing good work and customer service, 9 times out of 10, those customers will stay loyal to you. So just keep those things in mind. So that's all I got for y'all. I don't want to keep talking. It's already 20 minutes of me talking. So here I'm just finishing up weed eating this hill. This yard usually takes me like maybe 15 minutes. But I do this hill in her backyard probably once every, I would say maybe once every month, maybe once every couple weeks or so. It just depends on how high that grass gets. We try to keep it low so no snakes come up there to her house. I've only seen, I think, maybe one small snake on her property since I've been doing it, which has been a couple years or so. So we just try to keep it knocked down. But with me doing the hill, it adds a little extra time. So I think it took me about 45 minutes today. So if y'all have any questions about how to quit your 9 to 5, about anything I didn't cover or touch on, really, just let me know. Put it in the comments. All right, we'll see y'all.